When you see that spark in their eye, the minute they walk through that home, and doing whatever I can as an agent to secure that deal for them. And it's not even just getting the purchase agreement accepted, but just having them realize like this could be their home.
Today I'm sitting down with Tiffhanie Zheng and Massa. This is the first time we are featuring a sales executive and a results mortgage loan officer together. I thought it was kind of a neat idea. You guys approached me on this. I thought it was a great idea because you're both an integral part of each other's business, but you both have different stories of growth of how you got to where you are today that I'd like to kind of touch on. So thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
I'm going to pick on you first, Tiff. Tell me a little bit about where you grew up and how you got into real estate.
Yeah. I grew up, born and raised here in Minnesota. Interesting fact is I was born a premature baby.
Okay.
I was born at Abbott Northwestern Hospital, and I was one of the first few babies to had undergone such an invasive heart surgery at such a young age.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but I know I was definitely one of the first few who had
How preemie were you?
I don't know.
Okay.
My mom doesn't remember.
Okay. Probably
I just
doesn't want to remember.
That too,
Yeah.
probably.
Okay.
So yeah, I had done that. We moved around a lot as a child. So I went from Redwood Falls to Gaylord, St. Louis Park, Eden Prairie, Burnsville, White Bear Lake, finally settling roots in Richfield. That's where I went and graduated high school. So.
Okay, Richfield. And then when I first met you, were you still running, you owned some restaurants in the past,
Yes.
I understand? Tell me a little bit about that.
So we graduated the year of the recession. Me and my husband and I, we were college sweethearts.
Okay.
Graduated the year of the recession and couldn't find a job. I was fortunate enough to find assistant store manager at Kohl's. We graduated the year of the recession, and I found a career at Kohl's, thankfully. My husband was not able to find a job. His dad told him to come work the restaurant with us at River Falls, Wisconsin, and he's been doing that, and that's kind of what happened. And I became a stay-at-home mom because our family started expanding, and so I did that for about 7 years.
Okay,
so,
running the restaurant. Do you still have the restaurant now?
No.
Or no? Okay.
No, we've retired from that.
Real estate has replaced that,
yes,
of course.
Real estate has replaced that. Correct.
We'll circle back on your real estate career now. And Allie, you have been with Results Mortgage as a loan officer for how many years now?
It will be 4 years in May.
And where were you before Results Mortgage? How did you end up here?
Well, I grew up in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Okay.
605, as Sarah Huffman would call it. So born and raised there. My husband and I, when we got engaged I was 20. This would have been in 1997. We, on a whim, decided to move to the Metro one weekend, just for fun. Came up here, rented an apartment. Some good friends of ours lived in Richfield. And so we decided that we were going to buy a house, and I was 20 years old. So we found a house in the neighborhood we wanted. I called the agent, who happened to be a RE/MAX Results agent, and she took us in. We bought the house. We got married about a week later. And by the end of that transaction, she offered me a job to be a buyer's agent. I don't know what she saw in 20-year-old me, but she saw something. And
I didn't know that you were a buyer's agent before becoming a loan. Oh,
so
okay,
I was actually at RE/MAX Results in 1997 as a buyer's agent out of the Eden Prairie office for Bev Fiedler, who just had her 30th anniversary with the company.
Still with us.
She's amazing. So yeah, that's actually how I got in the business.
Okay.
About a year later, we decided to move back to South Dakota. Obviously, license don't transfer. So I have always loved math, numbers. My mom was in banking my entire career, or her entire career. So I decided to go on the mortgage side of it. I love the real estate part, but went to the mortgage side. So I started as an assistant for a top producer at Wells Fargo and proceeded to work up through Wells. So I was an assistant, and then junior, is what they call it, got into production and kind of worked my way up and was going to be this great big manager for Wells Fargo and, all of the goals and the dreams. We came back up to the cities in 2016. Lance Smith, the president of Results Mortgage, was at Wells Fargo at the time, and he hired me on as manager for the East Metro.
Okay.
So that's how we got back up to the cities. And Wells went through some challenges in 2016, 17, 18, that whole thing.
19, 20.
19,
20.
23. Let's keep it going. So I ended up leaving Wells Fargo, went to another company as an area manager, and honestly was just completely and utterly burnt out on the management side. If I could never recruit again in my life, that'd be fantastic. So Lance had kept calling and saying, do you want to come over to Results Mortgage? The Woodbury office is open. You can go into production. I'm like, no, I'm a manager. I don't need that. I'm not going to do that. And I finally hit my breaking point, and I'm like, I want to worry about myself, my clients, my business, and build my own as opposed to working for a company. So I came over here and have loved it ever since. So
Fabulous. That's awesome. So now I'm going to circle back to real estate. You started out on a team and went independent, and you've done very well, Platinum Plus, and growing. How the two of you met because you're in the same office. How can one of you tell the story of the first time you met?
we were actually just talking about that. I'm like, where did we meet?
It was Tuesday mastermind meetings.
Yeah,
honestly.
There was a mastermind meeting
Yep.
at the Woodbury office.
Yep.
Okay, and those are still really popular meetings.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they are. And yeah, we kind of got to know each other, and then
I had went to her and asked, again, coming in with this very naively, I was always told you should have your lender invest in your business of some sort, or do halvesies. And so went to her and I said, hey, do you want to invest on Zillow leads?
Co-marketing.
Yeah.
And, yep.
She's flat out said no. And I was like,
You
why?
did?
Yeah. And I was like, why? And she said, it just doesn't have the same benefit for a lender that it does for an agent. Okay. And I said, in my head, I was like, interesting. She's been the only one lender who's actually told me the truth. Like, straight out, flat out said no. Like, and so from then I was like, everybody else has sort of beat around the bush, and she told me what I needed to hear, not what I wanted to hear. And
so even though she turned you down, you still...
Yeah, I mean...
Well, and it wasn't quite that blunt. But...
Yes, I mean, she said in a nicer tone, but I mean, we found other ways to partner and have her be a bigger asset, not just through the Zillow leads.
Yeah, I've watched you grow and do very well, and I think some of that has to do with Allie's experience in supporting you, bringing your butt in the seat right here for this interview. Allie, we have Allie to thank for a lot of that,
for
and it's been fun. So you guys do you're kind of like sisters in the business, and you work together.
Absolutely.
Allie, so you saw this up-and-comer Tiff at the office, and you knew that she was newer. And but how has your relationship kind of transformed? How have you helped her, and she helped you? Share a little bit about that.
I think the biggest thing that drew me to Tiff, and one of the things I was lacking from coming back over on the production side and getting out of management, is I really do truly enjoy mentorship. I love helping new people. I love helping them learn, grow their business. And when you produce on your own, you lose that, right? You don't have that influence anymore. So I love nothing more than to find people I connect with and help them grow their business, because I get joy out of that. I mean, that's a personal joy for me. And when Tiff and I sat down that first time and kind of had that conversation, I mean, we connected pretty quick. But I think that there was a mutual respect on both sides. I saw what she was trying to do, break away, 3 little beautiful girls at home, go off on her own. You know, her husband supports her in the business and they are growing their portfolio and all that other stuff. But I also have a husband that stays at home that supports me in my business. I mean, there was just a lot of commonality there. And one of her daughters' name is Allie, so, you know, we got
And one of her daughters' name is Bella.
which she's got Bella. So, I mean, just little things like that. So I think that for me, it gave us the opportunity to, and let's be real, I started back here in 2019 as well, May of 2019. And basically, Lance said, here's an office, here's a laptop, go get loans. I mean, I had no book of business. I was starting from scratch, which I hadn't done, you know, for 20 years. So I think we bonded on that. Like, we were both trying to figure out how do we grow into this next level of our career. And we can bounce things off of each other. Like, she knows she can call me and I'll tell her, hey, it's a great idea, or seriously, what are you thinking? You know, but same thing, like, we've got that mutual relationship. And one thing I tried to tell her, and this was part of the Zillow lead no conversation, was, you know, Zillow leads, when you think of a lead, those are going to convert at 1% to 4%. 4% being, oh my gosh, you are the best Zillow person in the whole wide world, right? Whereas a referral, a warm touch, past client, friends, family, coworkers, whoever that is, those are typically going to convert at a 20 to 25%.
So if you guys aren't co-marketing on Zillow, you must be in other areas though. So what are some things that you do?
Our focus is clients, referrals, and that's kind of what we talked about. I'm like, you know, I'd love to get to start working with you and grow our businesses together. And as you now have events, as you have client events, as you have mailings, like we do a joint Christmas gift that we send out. You know, I would rather invest money in you for that, because you're going to get more business and that's going to be how you sustain your business, versus, hey, I'll kick, you know, here's $1,500, go get us some Zillow leads that we might get one of 100.
So Allie, I've seen you consistently grow your business at Results Mortgage. Last year was your best year on a down year. For
I
mortgages.
I was net zero last year.
Yeah.
So I was.
And same with you, Tiff. And do you guys business plan together, or do you?
We talk a lot about it's different strategies. We're always trying to come up with something.
Anything new that you either of you have conjured up for 2023 that you're working on that's to take your business even to a higher level that you want to share?
I think a lot of the personal growth that we've been doing, sort of personally, the mindset, changing the way we approach it and not having such a negative feel of the market shifting, and just really just helping the clients that are ready to move and focusing on that versus focusing like, oh my gosh, the market's changing, the interest rates are fluctuating, and really just focusing on our clients that are ready to move.
Yeah. And now the market is, you know, as Allie can say, it's normal. Like this is what we've experienced the last couple of years. Now this is normal, and it's really getting out there and telling the clients, this is normal. This is good.
It's okay.
You know? Yeah.
Well, and I think one thing that we also did, this was the first year that we ever really sat down and kind of reviewed what do we want to do together this year as far as numbers go. You know, before it's always been, hey, and I mean, I'm trying to think, it was 2020, we did 24 transactions together. So it's, I mean, we do quite a bit of business together.
You hold each other accountable.
And we hold each other,
goals for each other.
So that's where, you know, we sat down and business planned in January and just said, okay, you know, what do we want to do? Because then that she can hold me accountable of, hey, I've sent you, you know, you're not converting, and I can hold her accountable of how's your business going? What do we need to do? Open house, like how do we grow together? And now we both have a goal. We both have a number of what that's going to be and what success looks like at the end of the year.
And you do that with other RE/MAX Results sales executives or sales executives at other companies too. You partner.
Just RE/MAX, but
mostly just RE/MAX. Okay. I know a lot of our loan officers too.
You guys hired me for this very seriously. I don't go outside the company unless they find me.
I didn't know if you brought a book of business in when you.
No, I brought literally nothing.
Okay, you started. Yeah, good for you.
I brought ambition and a
sparkle in your eye. Yeah.
need for income.
Tiff, what's your 3 girls?
3 girls.
3, and what are their ages again?
11, 9, and 7.
So you're really have nothing going on at home. You're just You've got your hands full.
A little bit, yes.
Yeah, so when you're not selling real estate, what are you doing? You're probably just running around with...
Honestly, we thoroughly enjoy watching Disney movies and Netflix and chilling. I mean, my kids are not outdoor people.
Okay.
So we actually adopted a dog, a golden retriever, to hopefully get them more outside and a little bit more active, but they have no desire to do that. So, the dog goes to daycare.
Mom probably needs to wind down too from your busy real estate career.
And they enjoy the time that I'm home.
Yeah. So that's a nice time away. Well, what about you, Allie? What do you do outside of?
Well, my kids, I'm in a different stage of life.
You mentioned there's a place in River Falls, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
You like to frequent.
I like to frequent that. Shameless plug for Lazy River. No, I also have 3 kids. My oldest is a junior in college at University of Minnesota, Twin Cities. I have a freshman at Northwestern University in St. Paul. So oldest is a girl, and then I have a boy, and then I have a younger boy who is a freshman in high school in River Falls. We told him that we'll decide in about a year if we're going to continue to parent him because he now has his driver's license and he's the 3rd kid. So
he's kind of on his own.
You've got a car, a debit card. You really don't need us anymore. Bud.
You don't need us anymore.
So yeah, that's my husband and I travel a lot. We love to travel. We go to Florida. We are huge Disney fans. Disney is much better without the kids. I'm just going to be honest with you. We go down there all the time.
I love it.
But yeah, that's kind of what I do. And, I'm enjoying my freedom with the older kids that I can have my personal growth time in the morning and focus and do things for myself, which is harder to do when you've got littles at home.
Tiffhanie, what is something that you'd like to share that you feel you do differently than other real estate agents?
I'm on time. I show up. So much fun.
That's important.
I looked at her.
Are you being sarcastic?
No, I'm for real.
Okay.
I'm always on her about being on time.
Like she holds that like to the T of and on time for her is not on time. On time for her is 15 minutes early. Like it's like her husband. Yeah. Dependable.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Very dependable. I'm motivated. I'm extrememely I throw all the cards in. I don't hold back, and I helped my clients. Whatever it takes, I'm going to do it.
Can you share a story about a transaction that you did that really was rewarding for you just because of maybe someone that you helped?
Okay, so I have a client that I had worked with a couple years ago. We had met in an open house, and she was a young single gal. Just didn't know the ropes. She didn't know where to start, where to begin. So we set her up with Allie, got her all approved and everything, started shopping. It's her first home. It was out in Woodbury. I found her the home, and at the end of the day, she has sent me quite a few referrals from that. And just because of my patience with her and really coaching her, this is what I would look for in a home is if I was a single gal like you, and this is what I would do. And I told her, I'm going to treat you like my sister because, you're family now. Yep. As soon as you're my client, you become my family. If I'm not going to put my sister in a home like that, I'm not going to put you in a home like that. So
I love that. Yeah. That's your why, helping others. How about you, Allie? As far as share with me, what's your favorite part about working at Results Mortgage?
I would say, again, keeping in mind I was in big bank for a long time, with a lot of extra layers, all of that. Probably one of my biggest things with being at Results Mortgage is we are big enough that we offer all of the things that people need, products, programs, rates, technology. We have all of that. Yep. But we're very, very small, and it is very family oriented. If I need something, I pick up the phone and I call the president of the company, or if I need something on the fulfillment side, I've got our VP on fulfillment on speed dial. And honestly, I can even reach out to you. You and I talk quite a bit. So I love the fact that it's small enough that I can have an impact and I can have flexibility for my clients. We can, if we're coming up on something, we can punt the ball quick and make a change. It's not difficult, right?
Can you share an example that may be a success story? I know that sales executives, for example, in the Woodbury office, you cover a few of our offices, but they might swing by, knock on your door and say, Allie, help me. I've got a situation going on. Give me an example of what you can do or what you've done.
I'm very good at solutioning a file. So if something comes up that we all of a sudden have to make a last minute change, or something happens on an appraisal or whatever that is, I can help solution that. And I've got the ability to solution it because I can reach out to any of my underwriters at any time. I can have conversations that we couldn't do at another place, or at least not as easily. And I've got all of the freedom that I want. I can grow my business as big as I want to grow it. I can work with the agents that I want to work with. I can have fun at my job. And I think that's one of the hardest things with real estate and mortgage in general in our situation is you kind of don't have coworkers anymore, right? Like we're all independent. And I think that's actually where Tiff and I really connected. It's kind of like I feel like she's my coworker. Yeah. We're friends, obviously. We've gone past that. But I think real estate agents and some mortgage people, if you're not sitting in an office every day, you lose that, right? You kind of feel like you're on your own little island. And that's one thing that I think that helped us and grow our businesses together was I've got a friend in you. That's like Toy Story. But I mean, we can bounce stuff off and you don't feel alone anymore.
So Tiff, is there anything that you would have done differently in your relatively short real estate career that you've done so far? Anything that you've learned from that you would give advice to others who might be newer in the business?
There's a level of naiveness that you kind of have to go into it with and just do it. Not really understanding, again, I'm supposed to reach out and find out about brokerages and what they offer. I went into it just ready to work. Yeah. And it didn't matter where my license was going to be held. Yeah. But there was a level of RE/MAX that had, everybody knows RE/MAX. We sell homes, and that's really what it is. And that was what drew me to that, but truly just getting ready to work and showing up and doing what it takes. If that means, one client's gonna make you show 100 homes before that's the home, that's what it takes. And if some of them are super easy.
Yeah. So you recently teamed up with a group of individuals. Yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? Yeah.
So we're partnered up with Noah Thompson, Chuck Ekberg, Justin Sheeler, and then myself. And we're very driven by morals, integrity, and being honest with our clients with whatever that looks like, because you can't make a good decision without having all the information in front of you. And few too many are lacking that honesty of what it takes in this business. And we don't pressure our clients with, this is we're realistic about where we put our clients and really showing them hey, this is what it looks like at the 2.5% versus the 6%-ish interest rates. This is what the realisticness of what that market looked like versus now, and really being honest with our clients.
So the four of you, all in the Woodbury office, have independent. Well, Chuck and Noah work together, and then Justin Sheeler and you were all independent. Now you've formed this Guardians Real Estate Group. Are you looking to grow this team? Your team with, like you said, cohesive partners. Are you looking to expand?
So Chuck's idea was it's sort of like a cross-country run where we're all shoulder to shoulder leading each other. There's no real lead necessarily, and so we're all partnered up with each other. The goal is to serve more, to serve better. So the more people that we can help, the better that our clients will be in the long run and in the future. So that's our main intention for that group is, and yes, we're essentially looking to grow if that's what somebody else's morals are as well.
Yeah, if they align with
Correct.
your vision, and yeah, interesting. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, congrats to the new formation of that team.
Thank
So,
you.
That means, Allie, you get to work with all of them, right? Not just Tiff.
That's actually the joke. I work with 3 out of the 4. I'm not going to tell you who the 4th is, but we're working on it. We're working on it.
What is, back to you, Tiff, what's your absolute favorite part of selling real estate? I mean, you've already said helping, the clients. Is there,
When you see
what
that,
keeps you going?
Yeah, when you see that spark in their eye, the minute they walk through that home, and doing whatever I can as an agent to secure that deal for them. And it's not even just getting the purchase agreement accepted, but just having them realize like this could be their home. Mm-hmm. That's the big spark. And then obviously closing table, but but that's really what I do enjoy.
How about you, Allie?
I would say the best part of my job is I truly love going to work every day. And even on the worst days in this business, just having the gratitude of I still get to do this tomorrow, and having that, and helping people take a very emotionally charged transaction. And that's the whole picture, not just the clients, but the agents, and being able to help them navigate that and bring a sense of calm to it. That's what I love about my job. And that's where I can, even on those really hard days, it's okay because I know that I've helped them emotionally decompress. Mm-hmm. And that's what I love about it.
Thank you. And you guys, thank you for both of you for being a part of Results. You make me proud that you're both representing Remax Results and Results Mortgage to work with such great people like you guys. Thanks.
Thanks, Brenda.
Thank you.